My name is Benn Nwokike. I am a filmmaker based out of Lagos, Nigeria. I've primarily been doing film commercials, but I finally decided to make my first film. And my debut film, Insecure, is currently in cinemas. This is literally my first film, my feature film in Nollywood. So like even though I've been sort of in the medium of filmmaking, I hadn't dabbled into Nollywood until 2022, which is when this film Insecure was shot. But I've been making TV commercials. I've worked with a number of brands, and I sort of started getting close to people who were primarily Nollywood filmmakers, from producers to writers, other crew members, just sort of, going to some of the sets, seeing how it was done, and, suddenly decided in 2022 that I was going to make my own film. I'm fascinated by psychological dramas. I do love psychological dramas, and I wanted to make one. And for me, the most relatable psychological drama that I think, the most relatable theme that would have set like a good plot or a good tone for a psychological drama, for me felt like marriage. That's essentially what motivated that idea. I knew that I wanted to create a story around infidelity, marriage, and how what could happen in that sort of situation. The biggest one was that I was telling this film from generally a woman's perspective, right? And hey, if you can't see, I'm clearly a man. Yeah. And I was very, very weary about writing something which is write about the perspective of the woman, because in this particular film, Mabel, who's our main character, our lead character, goes through a series of emotions, right? She essentially goes through all the 5 stages or 7 stages of grief, if you whatever one you agree with. She goes through the whole ladder, the whole rung of it. I had to interview a lot of women in my life, people who were married, people who had experienced infidelity in their marriages, even women who had never been married before but who had experienced infidelity in their relationships as well. So all those different questions I had asked, and helped shape how I wanted to tell the story from this woman's perspective. Make sure that I wasn't doing any disservice to her in any way. This is a very female-driven story, and I wanted to make sure that I was authentic to them. The theme of the movie is very, very sensitive. There was a full display of emotions all through the film. People were going through various forms of emotion, and I wanted to make sure that was very, very authentic, for the viewers, people who have experienced this sort of thing before, people who haven't experienced it. I needed that authenticity. So the first thing was to very much discuss the characters in depth. Talking about their motivations, what makes them happy, why they are who they are, and a lot of things that are not even in the script. So just to re-establish the idea of what that character was in their head, and I really, one of the things I really enjoyed about it was a very, very collaborative effort, especially with our lead character Mabel. She constantly, we had a lot of sessions. She constantly asked questions about this person, and she constantly even made suggestions in areas where she felt I don't think Mabel might be feeling this, or I don't think this is how Mabel's emotion will be going at this point. And so when we came to shoot, it was pretty much easy. Shooting was easy because we had already done all the hard work before that. One of the things that we did in very, very intense emotional scenes, we ensured that there were fewer people on set, made sure that we created a good enough atmosphere for our actors to be able to fully display these emotions. We just created the right atmosphere, and that's kudos to our producer, Abdul Tijani Ahmed. This is a typical Nigerian scenario. I don't want to say typical Nigerian scenario because that just makes it sound like we're all cheaters in this country, but that's not the case. That's absolutely not the case. Nigerian men are very, very faithful men. They never cheat on their spouses. Yeah, but I just wanted to serve as a sort of like mirror to how sometimes there's a casual nature with which we take these things, and how hurtful it can probably feel for the aggrieved parties. I just want people to examine just the nature of their relationships, examine how much their actions can hurt people, And I just want just meaningful conversations to be had about how to build healthy relationships and all that.
I don't want to ever see you anywhere close to me or my family ever again.
Oh no, she need a boy, Isha. How could he?
And you should say if you drive.
Thank you very much for interviewing me, Nollywire. I really appreciate you asking me all these different questions that made me really think about the film Insecure. And yeah, I hope everyone goes to watch it and enjoys the film. Now, listen to me. Insecure was coming to cinemas, or is in cinemas at the time that this stuff is showing. Yeah, Shy Insecure cinema. Those two words, put them together. Please go see Insecure at the theaters, at the cinemas, at the movies, with someone, like with your family, preferably with like somebody that you're, you know, that you have a relationship with. But yeah, just essentially just go see it with your friend, your colleague, your partner, your wife. Just go and see Insecure.